Welcome to Swarf and Chips. You've got to bear with me this week because I'm en route to the studio and I've still got to concentrate on driving. Now, this week's show is a takeover show with Yamazaki Mazak. I'm going to be joined by Alan Mucklow. We're going to cover loads of topics. I've already prepped with Mazak what we're going to talk about. And we're covering some of their machines, their laser machines. We're covering some of their campaigns that they've got going on. There's absolutely loads. And also why their UK projects and sales applications service is so strong within the UK. So the next time that you're going to see me, I'm going to be in the studio with the Managing Director, Alan Mucklow, who is the Managing Director for the UK and Ireland sales team. And guess what? I've got my Mazak shoes on. Welcome to the show, Alan.
Thanks very much.
I'm going to start the show off a little bit differently this week because we're going to discuss Mazak, and I know we're going to ask you an overview, but I want to know more about yourself because you've done a lot for this company in the space of 6 years. You've spearheaded some product developments as well. So tell us a little bit about your journey at the company.
Okay, well, I joined Mazak back in 2010, so I'm into my 6th year with the company, which has been hugely enjoyable. Starting as product manager, and that's really focusing on bringing a conduit to the company to allow development ideas from the European marketplace, of which obviously the UK is extremely important, and really distilling those down into those products which can make a difference to our marketplace. And that spanned from relatively simple modifications right through to development of new products, such as the hybrid manufacturing product based on the Integrex i400, which is perhaps the most revolutionary product we've made in terms of adding both a subtractive and additive capability together.
Mm-hmm. We're going to discuss some more about that later. Yeah. And I know, Paul, you're going to be discussing about the DDL machines as well, the laser machines. So can you give us a bit of an overview? Now, I know a lot of people know a lot about Mazak. You're based in the UK, but can you give us an overview of the company?
Absolutely. Mazak has been in the UK for 30 years. This is our 30th anniversary. And it's been a hugely successful journey for the manufacturing plant in the UK, which serves the whole of Europe. We're one of 10 plants which make up the Mazak operation, 5 in Japan, 2 in China, the last of which was built in Liaoning, Kentucky, which was our first overseas plant serving the US market, and Singapore. And we're just in the final throes of launching a new facility in Inari province in Japan. So investment in technology and investment in infrastructure is hugely important for us. And that also is important for the UK facility, where we've recently invested in new machining technologies to allow us to further develop our capability in producing world-class machine tools.
So what's the benefit? You're based in Worcester.
We are.
What's the benefit to your customer, your end user, being basically in the centre of the UK?
Well, you just raised one great point, the fact that we are in the centre of the UK, so accessibility is fantastic for us. Accessibility skills in terms of the Worcester area and the Greater Midlands area being the cradle of industrial revolution and manufacturing. There's a great level of skill sets there that we can tap into. And critically, the investment environment in the Midlands has been strong, so it's allowed us to develop the facility to where we are today and where we want to go into the future.
And what's the size in terms of employees of the company?
We employ over 500 people in
Wow.
the UK facility across both direct and indirect activities. And from my own point of view, within the UK sales and service operation for which I'm responsible, we have over 150 people, both in sales, service and applications, supporting the UK market.
We're going to be covering a little bit more on your applications and why you've
Yes.
got a little bit of a USP in the market for that too.
On the product development side, it's interesting to hear of your involvement in the additive manufacturing. Is that area moving as fast as you would have hoped?
Certainly the interest is moving very fast, and I think it's because of the nature of the technology. It's really at the point now where the customer base across all of the industries are trying to understand how they can leverage the benefits of having a hybrid additive subtractive technology together. It's very different to powder bed systems that you'll see from other companies. We're looking at adding features, adding dissimilar materials, repair. So it's really in the stage of our customer base understanding how they can leverage the benefit of having those now two combined technologies on one platform.
Yeah, it's always an interesting one, the additive manufacturing, because in fact, I interviewed yourself on the Integrex
Yes.
AM machine. It's probably 2 years ago now, and I'm trying to sort of piece in my mind how popular it is becoming, and is it difficult to get engineers to buy into the benefits of using it? Because it's a big outlay, isn't it? It's a big investment for it.
It is, but I think the biggest challenge that faces the industry is that change of design philosophy that you have to bring to your activities to really engage the benefits that this technology can give, and it's still very embryonic. The addition of metal to metal is not that difficult, but making sure that the metallurgy of the bond is critical. So we've had to bring in a lot of investment in people to bring that knowledge to the company, to allow them to really prove that the parts that we can make are appropriate for the application for which they'll be used. So that's really where we're at now in terms of developing the parameters, developing the processes to deliver what are fundamentally sound parts, in the same way that we do with subtractive technologies and have done for many years.
And with your role now as UK Sales and Service Managing Director,
yes,
for the UK and Ireland, do you still get involved in product development?
Absolutely, yes. I mean, product development starts with the voice of the customer, and that starts with the sales guys. So it's very important for us to really take those ideas, application challenges, and develop them through into ideas for both the UK engineering and European engineering activities, and also our Japan facilities. So it's hugely important.
Because there's one here, Joe, I know you looked at this TOOLTECH. Is that correct? The correct
TOOLTECH, yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
This is quite an innovative system, isn't it?
Yes.
Because this is a kind of like a mobile tool change unit, correct?
Yeah, I mean, the key thing for our customers is modularity and the ability to expand their capability and their investment. So how do you take an asset they've purchased and extend the life by being able to add further tools? So the TOOLTECH was designed with that in mind, to give more flexibility, more tooling capability, of course, but a greater longevity to the ability for that customer to enjoy the asset and invest in that asset.
Yeah, I like the fact, you have to forgive me, I can't remember the number of tools, but the number of tools is
over
vast.
400.
But the floor space it takes up is
Yeah.
minimal.
Yeah. And floor space is very important for our customers. I mean, our core customer base are companies less than 50 people. Those are typically small engineering facilities, so the compact nature of a machine design is extremely important.
This particular video that we have here playing in the background, you also spoke to Mark about the VORTEX machine, didn't you?
That's correct, yeah.
Which as a technology is a fairly new product, isn't it, to Mazak as well?
Well, the Integrex range has been around for a while with the EV products. The VORTEX really brings 5-axis without the turning capability. Many of our customers don't always require turning. So for those that don't, we can offer the VORTEX system in either 2-pallet changer mode or single pallet changer. So it really enables us to position products exactly where customer requirements are
You're not
sitting.
having to pay for technology that they don't need.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So it's a very strong ability of ours to, again, come back to product development, understand the customer's needs, where they're driving to, and then deliver that product.
You're probably going to say something there, Joe, but looking at Mark here, we've done a lot of work with Mark in the past. He's a great ambassador for Mazak, and some of the points we picked out on the VORTEX video was his technical expertise on things like the rotary cam. Is it the rotary the roller cam head
roller cam.
For more stability, and also the speed? It's a very agile machine, isn't it? The VORTEX.
Yes.
It's sort of, is it 52 meters a minute or something
Yeah.
in the rapids, and also the ranges of the power of the spindle that you can have, and also the speed. So you've got plenty of torque if you want to do.
Yes.
Titaniums are harder materials, but also high speed machining too.
And I think the key thing from a product development point of view has been the combination of a very strong mechanical structure and the design elements you mentioned in terms of roller gear cam, direct drive motors, fully cast structures, and combine that with the Mazak smooth control system. It's a Mazak designed control, and it's a Mazak designed mechanical structure. Very harmonised when you put those two elements together.
Yeah, you mentioned smooth. It's been probably 12-18 months now. How's the rollout gone?
Fantastic. Yeah, I mean, all of our range now is available with smooth, from smooth C, smooth G, and then smooth X, which is the full 5-axis version of the control. And the reception in the marketplace from not just CNC users, but also down at school children level, where we've done a lot of work with education to drive interest in manufacturing, has been fantastic.
You did an event, actually, the Industry 4.0 event. How does Smooth work with that?
The key thing for Industry 4.0 or Internet of Things is connectivity, and the smooth control has been designed to really optimise the ability to connect. And that's not just connecting machines, that's connecting devices, connecting your factory. Mazak has a philosophy of iSmart factory, which we've recently launched in Oguchi and in Kentucky, and we'll go across all of our manufacturing sites. And that's really how can you understand the efficiency, the effectiveness of your manufacturing investment.
So you're actually practicing what you preach almost?
Absolutely, yes. Yes.
Do you ever find engineers come to your place in Worcester and don't know much about Mazak and are kind of blown away with what you've got? Because we're looking at the Robo Job here is another there's an automation system that's attached here to your Mazak QuickTurn. This is just another feature, another element to your business, isn't it?
Yes.
Automation, improving throughput.
Absolutely. I mean, automation is a critical element, not just for us. If you visited Mazak, you'll see a lot of automation, but critically for our customers, and that's from small customers where the Robo Job is really key as a technology that you can add at a relatively low investment to optimise the efficiency and productivity of a 2-axis turning centre right through to a 5-axis vari-axis type product. And then we go right through to Palletech systems. So it really does enable us to span the requirements, and that's not just our own investment in technology, but also enabling us to work with third-party suppliers like Robo Job, for example, to deliver solutions.
How many machines are in the range?
Over 250 and growing.
That's mean.
Yeah.
That was a mean
but like,
question.
you look at it and you think, hey, where does this start and where does it stop? It's
the critical philosophy for Mazak has always been to be a full-line supplier. So from a 2-axis turning centre right through the range to full-blown 5-axis automated systems. And that will always be the case, that we're able to supply each of those levels of customer, each of the levels of industry and the tiers with a solution. And we further enhanced that in the past few years with adding in the laser range of products, which was always within Mazak, but now is combined with the machine tools. So we really can offer a solution for pretty much all applications in metal cutting, or adding metal now in the case of fibre.
The thing I find interesting is you've been selling Mazatron since presumably the beginning. It's what you're well known for, but you've recently introduced Siemens as well. Why was that?
Siemens was introduced because of our customer demand again across Europe. So it's a product we offer in the European marketplace across certain of our product ranges, and it comes down to my previous role, product management, in terms of understanding customers' demands and bringing Siemens on board to reflect those. Where they require Siemens, we can offer that now on both the vari-axis and EV and EH models that within the Siemens product range, and VTC, of course, from the UK.
So you mentioned lasers, and so Paul is now going to head over to Technology Corner with Ian White and discuss some of the laser machines. And then when we come back, we are going to discuss something very special that Mazak have to offer in the industry regarding project management and their application service.
Ian, welcome to the show. What's your position at Mazak?
I'm General Sales Manager for the UK and Ireland for laser products.
All right, let's dive into laser. Firstly, I'd like to ask you, or for our viewers, just to explain the difference between CO2 and fibre, because I know they're both machines.
Yeah, no problems. It's a question we get asked daily at Mazak. There's been a lot of exciting developments in the laser industry generally over the last 4 to 5 years. And one of the big changes there is the move in the technology from CO2 to fibre. Fibre runs off diodes as opposed to a mixture of laser gas and lots of complex parts within a CO2 resonator. It offers users higher speed, less maintenance and lower running costs.
Okay, so it's very much application driven though, isn't it? I suppose there's still a market for the CO2 and obviously a market for the fibre.
There still is, yes. Yeah, it's a gradual changeover from CO2 to fibre. CO2 still has advantages in terms of cutting quality in thicker materials, but the advantage of fibre, as I said, lower running costs and much higher speed in thin to medium materials.
Do you ever foresee fibre taking on everything that CO2 can do?
It would appear, based on sales numbers, that could be where things are heading, yes.
Okay, tell me then a little bit about the heritage behind Mazak and the production of laser machines.
Okay, Mazak were actually one of the first companies internationally to produce lasers right the way back in the 1980s, and they've been at the forefront of laser innovation ever since that time. And certainly when we're looking at the increase in market share that we've seen within the UK and Europe, we're really gaining some good traction.
And then obviously on the show today, we've been talking a lot about metal cutting. Alan's been talking about the sort of technologies on the Integrex style machines and the Vortex, and where Mazak I see is has its gained credibility over the years for the quality of its products. Laser to me is it kind of up and coming for you guys?
It is indeed, yes. Yeah, looking at the sales numbers for Mazak, year on year, there's been a large percentage increase, and of course Mazak can really benefit from the heritage of the machine design. There's a lot of experience there, and that really shows in the laser products.
All right, what about the size of the machines and the types of machines that you actually do? I know we spoke about the CO2 and fibre, but how big and when does it start and when does it finish?
It's a very large range, complete choice for a customer of machine platform in terms of small bed size right the way up to a large 4x2. We do flatbed machines, we do 3D machines, we do tube lasers, and we can complement those with a range of automation and software products as well.
And one of the latest things we looked at, actually on your behalf at Euroblek, was the new DDL. Tell us about this, because this kind of sets you apart, doesn't it?
It does indeed, yes. Yeah, it's a unique product to Mazak in terms of a machine designed from the ground up to leverage the benefits of DDL. For a customer, it means there's now a complete choice of resonators. You mentioned CO2, you mentioned fibre, but DDL has long been a very exciting prospect within the industry, because the light wavelength of this resonator, developed by Mazak, means that you can cut faster for even less electricity usage.
So if I was interested in a laser machine, where would I see one of yours, Ian?
Well, we're lucky enough to have the European Technology Centre based in Worcester in the Midlands, and there's a range of lasers available for demonstration there. We've also got a team of applications engineers on that site. I mentioned the choice of bed sizes and resonator types, so they can really look at a customer's production and give them cost per part and speeds to really justify the correct choice of machine.
So as the market has grown for Mazak in this area, you've also expanded the team to support it, because it's very important to not only supply a machine but know the applications and know what the right solution is. Completely
agree, yes. Yeah, and certainly over the last 2 years there's been a large expansion of both the sales team, the applications team and the service team.
And is this a big thing for Mazak now? Do you see sales kind of doubling or tripling or quadrupling over the next few years in this area?
Yeah, there's a drive as the Mazak organisation to increase market share, and certainly that's what we've seen over the last 2 years, and I'm sure that will continue into the future.
Brilliant, thanks for joining us on the show today. So,
no problems.
Back to the chairs.
So now we're joined by Lawrence McCann, who's the UK Projects and Applications Manager. Thank you for joining us, Lawrence.
Thank you.
Can you talk to me about your applications team, though? Because I think if I'm a customer, I want a part making, I'm going to make a significant investment into a machine tool, I go to you to find out what the best and most efficient purchase is going to be. But it doesn't stop there, does it?
No, you're right, exactly. Our team of application engineers carry out the function that you just mentioned, but there's so much more to it. You know, we're looking at whole processes, whole automation processes, CAD/CAM, fixturing, all of those aspects. But not only that, a big proportion of what we carry out is turnkey project management. And we have 6 dedicated project managers within the department. And as you said, we've got 25 engineers in all. And we deploy those to deliver complete turnkey solutions.
The thing I know, you say you've got 25 applications engineers. That's more than you have sales engineers. So that speaks volumes, really. But is that unique in the industry? I can't think of another business where they're top heavy the other way.
Yeah, I think it's a strength of ours that we've invested in to recognise our customer base and how we take a small customer and we can grow them through the range of our products and capability. And that really necessitates having the support of applications to deliver the solutions that Lawrence and the team can now do.
Just to add on to that, there's a lovely company out there who we've interviewed already, Wayne Bouchier, and he started up as a company. He literally loves your machines, and he's even named his company called Maztech in the industry. So that's pretty impressive. He's got one machine, he's invested in another. He literally eats, sleeps and breathes your machine. So that's a really nice, positive kind of thing to say, is name the company after you, really.
And it's an example of how we want to work in the market in terms of growing our customers from the startups through to who knows where they'll be in the future.
Because he started with a smaller machine and now he's got more capacity and he's going through. So.
You know, and that's one way that we can tailor projects. We can support a customer who's new to CNC machining, and we've done it previously. We've taken a new user with no CNC machining experience to a 9-axis machine, and we do that by understanding their capability and then applying the support that we need to deliver that. You know, and that's the opposite end of that spectrum is, you know, some of the larger blue chip companies we're dealing with, where it's very clear that they don't have the capacity for production engineering. And we can take all that on. You know, we can take on all the CAD/CAM, all of the modelling, all of the fixture design that is required to develop the processes.
Can you give us an example of a turnkey project? Maybe not the manufacturer, but a component.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the scope that we deal with in our business, our longest running turnkey project is 4 years, you know, and the most people we've ever deployed on a project is 12. So that gives you an idea of the kind of length of time scope and volume of capacity that is required there. In terms of component size, the smallest item we've ever produced is a piece of jewellery for the jewellery quarter in Birmingham. The largest is a 15-ton oil rig component, and anything in between. And you know, the type of activity, it can be purely machine metal cutting activity, but it can be a fully automated line of machines. And we've produced several of those over the last 2 or 3 years. We've got a facility at Worcester which allows us to develop these processes completely in a confidential manner and then pass them off and deliver them to the customer.
And this would include lasers as well now?
Yes, we've taken lasers now into the applications department, and we're actively applying the same methods and methodology that we do within metal cutting to lasers. So we're starting to apply Prince 2 and Six Sigma and those other tools that help us to deliver those projects.
Can you talk us through, you're saying strength through depth of experience?
Yes, you know, within the department, as we said, we've got 25 engineers, and if you count the number of years of Mazak experience, we were over 200. So that gives you some idea of the longevity of experience and time with Mazak. But equally, we're focusing on less experienced engineers who are earlier in their career, and we use the experienced engineers to help to bring the less experienced engineers on, so that we're in a stronger position going forward.
What would happen in a turnkey scenario where you need a piece of equipment that you guys don't manufacture?
There we've got a very strong set of relationships with suppliers. It could be an automation integrator, it could be a CAD/CAM company, it could be fixturing or tooling. But you know, the way that we're able to deliver more than 50 turnkey projects a year is by having those strong relationships and using that to, you know, give us the resource that is necessary to develop the processes and deliver.
Talking of strong relationships, we've got a video in just a moment, because Joe, you went out to a company, didn't you?
Yeah, let's take a look. Well, it's a Mazak special, the Swarf and Chips, and I know Beverson Engineering, you're a long and loyal customer of Mazak. In fact, this is the first machine tool you purchased some time ago, isn't it?
Yes, we bought this machine in 1988. It was one of my first CNC machines at the time. It's been a great machine, it's been very reliable. I doubt it's not broken down more than 3 times in its life. Other than routine maintenance, it's been a great machine.
So, fast forward 29 years and this is the latest acquisition.
Yes, this is a Mazak Integrex i300S, which we got in February 2017 this year. Great machine, got the new smooth control on, which is much better than the old control. And there is no doubt that Mazak have contributed to the success of Beverson Engineering. You know, they've been a major part of it. And our latest success has been that we've been awarded Rolls-Royce Control Systems Global Supplier of the Year.
That's quite some accolade. Many congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, you can't
Fantastic.
beat that, can you? Anything to say about
Yeah,
that?
I think it's a fantastic example of how Mazak's philosophy has really been to grow with our customers. You've seen there from the model of his first machine right now through to a full Integrex multitasking product, and how that's allowed him to develop his capability as a business and also develop our relationship with them to help them from an applications point of view. And as he mentioned, also customer support is so important in that relationship. So yeah, fantastic news. Congratulations.
Quite a nice video, yeah.
Yeah. Have you not got a trophy as well?
Not yet.
En route. So obviously a great review, but Lawrence, I want to ask you, your post-sales projects, they've increased since 2009, 4 times. How's this come about?
I think the answer to that is that we changed our project management process back in 2009, and we became far more project focused to deliver what was required. And as a result of that, we became more efficient, we became stronger, and the sales staff became more convinced in what we could do and were more confident about selling projects. And so really the whole situation has spiraled in a very positive way to deliver what we've just said, which is said around 50 projects last year.
That's a lot.
Mm. So would the sales engineer or sales manager, would they try and promote it, or would they prefer to sell a machine, or do they try and get involved in the turnkey solution?
They actively try and promote turnkey solutions because it's a differentiator to the competition in the market. But also we recognise, since 2001, with the heavy advent of 5-axis machines, customers need support, and they also need our expertise, or they can benefit from our expertise in consolidating operations and putting processes into one. And so that's something that we consider ourselves to be very good at and quite successful at.
You did a Get Into Gear event, specialising really toward manufacturers who make gears. Who did you have at the event? Talk to us about the event.
Yeah, the event was hugely successful. It was a partnering event, so working with Renishaw and Sandvik and Open Mind to deliver really an event which is focusing on how we can make gear manufacturing for our customer base more efficient and more effective. And perhaps Lawrence will talk in some detail about some of the activities we showed on the machines that we presented there.
Yeah, we really focused on the ability of a multitasking machine to cut gears. Many of our customers will be subcontractors. They'll need to produce gear forms on the components that they produce. And so the machine tool technology can do that now. So whether it's a 5-axis spiral bevel, as we showed on the Integrex i400, or a worm wheel, or a worm itself, or some inspection process such as sprint is required to be produced, we can do all that.
So who do you invite to these events? Because it is very specialist. I know you've got some key speakers from within the industry, but can anybody go to these events? How does it work?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the events are open to all that are interested, and as I said, it was a very well-attended event, which was obviously very pleasing. One thing we did differently this time was have keynote speakers, which really brought to life the technology and the application to really show how the investment in the technology that Lawrence has mentioned can aid manufacturing and aid the efficiency of production of gears in this case. So these kind of events are important for us to bring perhaps what is a niche area to life, but to show our customer base how they can really invest in the technology for making them efficient and competitive in the future.
It's another support, isn't it? No one's going to forget that event. Everyone will always remember it once they've been.
Yes. Yeah.
So another event is also your education event called Get Up to Speed.
Yeah, it's an event that we attended up in Sheffield, actually Rotherham, and it's really at the other end of the spectrum. It's trying to engage young students from year 7, year 8, in fact, upwards in engineering and bring to life the technology that is available to them to use and to develop their own careers. We took a number of simulators with the new Smooth X control, and we ran a competition to enable them to program a part, a very simple part. But it really engaged the 2,500 students that visited, were able to get their hands on the latest technology and really see how engineering can be a real interest for the future for their careers.
And it kind of backups what you said earlier about experience with the apps team and everything. You're bringing, you're showing young people what to do with your machines, and then again, they're never going to forget it, are they?
Yeah, I think machine tools are the mother machine, aren't they? Without them, we don't go on airplanes, we don't drive cars, we don't have iPhones. So it's machine tool industry is extremely important. I
know the next event at Mazak, it's the Heimer event, but could you tell us about that and any future events?
Yeah, the Heimer event is taking place on the 21st of June. It's an event we're partnering with Heimer, which will take place in our European Technology Centre in Worcester. And it's again really to show the benefit of both their product range, both on the tooling side and the tool presetter side, and also the Mazak products. So you'll be able to see a range of applications, a range of technologies on offer from both companies, and really to see how they can, again, benefit your organisation. So that's the 21st of June.
Yeah, we're going to put some details on the screen of that. It's a full day event and people can have factory tours as well?
Yes, and that's one of the agenda items, to be able to tour the European Technology Centre and the European Manufacturing Centre, which is of interest to a lot of people to see how we manufacture machine tools.
Yeah, I'd recommend that. If you go to Worcester, you have to go on the tour. It's a wonderful facility, isn't it?
Yes, it is, yeah. And as I said earlier, a lot of investments being made to make it the state-of-the-art manufacturing centre for machine tools in Europe.
Anything new at EMO this year?
Yeah, of course, EMO is approaching fast, and as always, product development's a key area for us, and EMO will see the launch of a number of new products. You'll have to go to EMO to see them in detail. I don't want to spoil the surprise, but that'll cut across all of our ranges from turning through 5-axis, automation bit, play a key part, and I guess the centre point will be Mazak's iSmart technology, SPS, smooth process support technology, which really brings together all of those capabilities, and really is the Mazak philosophy on Industry 4 and industrial Internet of Things. So it's well worth coming to. Hall 27, and I'd love to see everybody there in September.
So for the people that can't travel to Germany, can they see that technology in the UK?
Absolutely. As per prior EMO years, we have an encore event which brings key parts of that technology back to Worcester, back to the UK. So in our European Technology Centre, you'll be able to see some of the latest developments, not just in product, but as I mentioned, also in the support software side of our business, to see what is the technology that can assist you. We've always said that if you don't visit Mazak at least twice a year, then you're not really doing your job in terms of understanding what productivity enhancements that you can enjoy. So yeah, details of that event will be available in the coming months, but it'll be one not to miss.
And last but not least is a campaign that you're running where you can own a Mazak machine for £1,575 a month. You're going to have to talk to us about this.
Yeah, this is obviously bringing some of our products, the new range of products, the Quick Turn Compact, which is a range of turning centres from 2-axis with milling right through to MSY capability. And it's really bringing that capability to a level where we can offer it on a monthly basis. So working with our finance partners, we can offer the ability to own and use a Mazak product based on a monthly rate, very similar to the way that the car industry works. So this really does enable technology to be brought to people that perhaps steer away from a large ticket price, but they can now own and use a product based on the rates, as you say, the example there of £1,575. So we really do hope that's interesting for some of our smaller customers to bring them into the Mazak technology.
Yeah, for sure. You've lowered the barrier of entry, haven't you? So
yes,
anyone can be a Mazak customer.
Absolutely, and obviously we want to grow them through the range of products and have the sort of success that we saw earlier.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for joining us, and we, as always, on Swarf and Chips, we give everybody a mug. So when you've got your next cup of tea or cup of coffee,
Thank you.
you can use your mugs. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank
to
you.
see you.
Thanks for watching this week's Swarf and Chips. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. If you want to watch any previous episodes, click on the links here. And as we always say, keep those spindles turning.